The World Bank expects India's economy to contract 3.2% in the current financial year, meaning by the end of March 2021, the Indian economy would have contracted by 3.2% on an annualized basis. In its latest report, it has cited stringent lockdown and spillovers from weaker global growth. This would imply that India likely slip into a full-blown recession for the first time in 41 years. What is a recession? And why is it important to understand that? And also it gives you an idea, it will give you an idea of why we are discussing this. Getting an economy like India getting into construction is extremely bad news. Well, an economy is often described to be in recession when real GDP contracts in 2 successive quarters. And if the World Bank reports and estimates were to hold true, that will probably the Indian economy will contract on an annualized basis, that is almost for about 4 quarters or so, by 3.2% in a full year. That's not good news at all. The Global Economic Prospects report released on Monday by the World Bank said that the lockdown would severely curtail activity despite fiscal and monetary stimulus. And on the top of it, there are further weaker global economic performance and balance sheet stress in the financial sector would also weigh in on activity. So it's bad news from all sides. Emerging market and developing economies will be buffeted by economic headwinds and from multiple quarters, and the Indian economy is no exception. So what are these multiple headwinds that are going to impact these economies? Well, these include pressure on a weak healthcare system, a loss of trade and tourism, dwindling remittances, subdued capital flows, and tight financial conditions amid mounting debt. Just to put things in context, how bad the situation already is, India's gross domestic product, or GDP, grew 3.1% during January-March this year. And it could get worse as restrictions and lockdowns continue to constrain people's movement, severely hurting economic activity. Please note that the nationwide lockdown actually kicked in from the 24th of March, and its actual impact on the economy will show up in the subsequent months where businesses screeched to a standstill. COVID-19-induced disruptions appear to have devastated the broader economy, pummeled by collapsing household spending and shuttered businesses that are battling to stay afloat. And just to put things in context, that actually what is happening now is the deceleration has got sharper because of COVID-19. India's GDP grew 4.9% in October-December 2019 and 5.7% in 2018-19. So the slide would have started much before the COVID-19 induced disruptions actually took place. Now let's look at a very important piece of metric, the gross value added, the GVA. Gross value added grew 3% in Jan to March 2020, compared to 3.5% in the previous quarter and 5.6% in the same quarter of FY20. What is GVA? GVA is GDP minus taxes, and it is seen as a more realistic gauge to measure economic activity. So what does it imply? It implies that the deceleration is sharper than what the headline GDP growth numbers suggest. The manufacturing sector actually contracted 1.4% in Jan-March 2020 from a 2.1% growth in the same quarter last year, and a contraction of 0.8% in October-December. Factory output, measured by the Index of Industrial Production, contracted by 16% in March 2020. This shows declining momentum of both investment and consumption. Even core industries' production of steel, electricity, coal, and cement are falling or have been stagnant in recent months. And it's only going to get worse as new data comes in. Economic activity in sectors such as retail trade, hotels, restaurants, and aviation, as well as in the unorganized sector, have also been hit hard by the lockdown. Construction activity indicators have also significantly slackened. So there is no surprise in the World Bank's estimates about India's GDP growth that India is looking and staring at a real possibility of a full-blown recession in the coming quarters is something that all of us should be alive to.